the target.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to let Christer round this off. So please.
Thank you, Bellman. Thank you, all the speakers. I think it's been a very interesting afternoon. We do not have time for the panel debate, but I don't think we want to wait too much more for the pub down there. We have the guide to the pub is already here as well. But let me make at least some of my own personal reflections. I mean, first of all, I think it's a very broad and nice overview of the importance and what's going on with space and defense. And I think it emphasized something which I try to tell everybody all the time, that today it's not like that space and here's the rest of the world. Everything today we do in society and on Earth is kind of intricate together with what's going around in space and all the satellites and the infrastructure which has been built up there in space. And we need to take care of that, and we need to use it for here. And one of the things is, for example, while there are more courses about space, I think you brought up that, well, maybe, but I think it's more important that space, the aspects of space is brought into all other courses. It's not really that we need so many more specific courses about space, but make space as part of what's in many more courses. Is Lynn still here? Or there? I was also kind of a little bit, you showed there when different countries started to get space forces, let's say, but you did not have Sweden in there. So we have a unit, so that doesn't count. And I'm a bit concerned, this typical Swedish saying that, well, okay, let's do something. But then it takes forever before something really happens. So there are now 13 persons. Is any one of them here, by the way? Well, I did invite the new Space Force Admiral, let's call him. And he said he could, unfortunately, not attend, but he would inform his co-workers. And so I'm a bit concerned that we are too few and too little happen, and it kind of gets a bit slow. And do we need to be so secretive, or is it necessary that the armed forces are so secretive what they're doing, because you don't really know what they need and what they're doing? I don't know what the semi forces here, Christina and Thomas and Lynn are thinking, but it makes it harder for others like the academy and the industry to try to help what's going on. That's kind of another reflection. When you show this number of satellites for the different countries, one can start to think, is really Russia still a space power or a major space power? I doubt that. And also, it's not only a question, of course, of how many satellites there are. That's the easiest thing to count. But how good are they? How the capabilities in there? And my guess is that Russia is still working their old technologies, whereas China and US have developed more technologies. And here we're also interesting thing that here in Europe we are have pretty good technologies, and there are things happening. For example, just across the Baltic, we have in Finland a very exciting new startup company, ICEYE. I don't know how many of you have heard of ICEYE. Yeah, quite some of you at least. I mean, a spin-off from a university like KTH, but Aalto University. Students will say, wow, let's build a synthetic aperture radar satellite. And they managed to do that, and now I would say this is the world-leading company for that kind of satellites, and they have 30, 40 plus. I mean, they're launching almost every week a new one. And that is, of course, something which is very interesting from a military purpose, and which comes in here. I mean, what do we mean by dual use? I mean, you're saying, well, the rockets are used for both satellites and for what satellites and civilian satellites, but the more interesting question dual use to me is rather, so you have a satellite up there, which it might be a business-owned satellite, but the data coming from there can be either used by the military or by civilian uses. And then comes the question, well, is the military okay with that? Of course, they want to own everything they have that, but that's very expensive. And they are, you know, how much does the military dare to use facilities which they don't have 100% of? And I think this is something which, to save money, of course, natural to use, to try to use more of what is available and you pay for it. All right, I can rant on forever. I will not do that. A few just final reflections I got to my mind during this very interesting afternoon. I hope most of you will now follow the guide there. What's your name? To the student facility pub place. And thanks again, Bellman, for organizing it.
Thank you, Christer. And I think we should thank all of the speakers again. And we will have another Space Rendezvous this spring. We haven't decided the date yet. So keep looking at our homepage and sign up, and you will get invitations to coming events. As many of you already did this when you signed up for this. You already checked that you wanted future invitations. Also tell your friends. These events are free, and they're great. So we hope to see even bigger crowd next time. Now I'm going to ask Hemant to come up and bid you welcome to the Space Pub.
Hello, my name is Hemant. I'm a doctoral student at KTH, and today we are organizing a pub along with the KTH Space Center. So in case you want to know, it's TS Centralen, which is at Drottning Kristinas väg 29. You're all welcome to the pub. And of course, after the or during the pub itself, there's also a pub quiz that we are organizing for our PhD students. So you're more than welcome to stay for the quiz as well. The theme of the quiz is brain rot. So I hope you all guys have I hope you guys have fun during the pub quiz as well. So welcome to the pub. And you can follow me basically. I will be leading you to the pub now. Yeah.
And with this, we shut down the Zoom for today. Fits to your